Apple really dropped a bomb on us by releasing their latest iPad Pro with the same M1 processor also found in this MacBook Air. This is something maybe a lot of us have been thinking when are they going to put a desktop class processor into their tablets? Well, did they actually? Hey, what's up? It's Andrew. Welcome back. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome. I make videos about tech, releasing a new video at least every week. If you're into tech too, consider subscribing. All thoughts are my own unbiased opinions, and as usual, I'll leave links to everything I talk about in the video description down below so you can go check out those for yourself. So, let's get to it. In Apple's spring loaded event in April, they released a bunch of new products and services, but we're here to talk about one. The new iPad Pros with the M1 processor inside. First, here's some highlights of this new iPad. They now come with a Thunderbolt port, 5G inside. The 12.9-inch version has a new mini LED display with an impressive 1,000,000:1 contrast ratio and a cool new center stage feature where the ultra-wide camera uses machine learning to pan and zoom automatically to keep you in frame. The 11-inch is practically the same, but without that mini LED display. And yeah, I said Thunderbolt. So still a USB-C connection, but twice as fast. Oh, and now they come with the M1 processor inside. But is that all? Actually, no. For the first time that I've ever seen, you can now select not only the storage size of the new iPad, but also the amount of memory you get with it. That's right. Because this is the exact same processor found in the latest MacBook Air, 13-inch MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, and now 24-inch iMac, you can select how much memory you get. Well, kind of. The M1 is a complete SoC, or system on chip, meaning the processing cores, graphics cores, and neural engine are all on the same silicon wafer. But it also has a pool of memory on that same wafer, which is accessible by all those processing units. So they now call it unified memory, as opposed to memory or RAM. On the Macs with M1, you can choose either the 8GB or 16GB option of unified memory. And on the iPad, it's not that explicit. But the choice comes along with the storage size you select. You see, you get 8GB of unified memory if you select a storage size up to 512GB. And you get 16GB of unified memory with the 1 or 2 terabyte models. And that's also the faster version of storage. Likely, again, the same that comes in the new MacBook Air. And that's damn fast. So this is great. The M1 is a phenomenal processor. The benchmarks and real-world tests not only blew away expectations for performance, but also efficiency. This MacBook Air has no fans in it. And it's faster than my 27-inch iMac 5K with quad-core i5 in it, which I have sitting right over there. So Apple took a desktop class processor and put it in their tablet. Or did they? Or did they take the A12Z from the previous generation iPad Pro, or the A14 Bionic from the iPhone 12, both of which also are ARM-based processors, just like the M1, and probably just make it better. Rebrand it, shove it in a laptop, and now a couple desktops. They knocked our socks off with its impressive performance and efficiency, and then turn around and throw it back into their iPad Pro. That was likely a marketing strategy that will probably be studied in university for years to come. And it just might have worked. I mean, I guess we'll see if it worked. So now the iPad Pro shares the same processor as the 13-inch MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, Mac Mini, and 24-inch iMac. That's the type of convergence a lot of Apple aficionados have been expecting. We've been watching how over the years, software running on these machines has been slowly changing and at least share features and look and feel. And now on the M1 Macs, you can run iOS and iPad OS apps. Yeah, on your Mac. And I'm not saying the experience is any good. but it's possible. So should we expect to also be able to run macOS apps on the new M1 iPad Pro? My guess is no. The operating system is still much different, and as far as we know, with iPadOS not being a typical file system, but I guess is macOS a typical file system? Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm not a computer scientist, so I guess I really don't know. But who will be the first to install macOS on this new M1 iPad Pro? My money is on either Luke Miani or Travis MCP. Definitely check out their channels. I'm gonna leave links to both those down below, two of my favorite creators. You're welcome, guys, for the video idea, and I mean it. Please do this. I wanna see what happens. Does it work? Does it work with a touchscreen? Does it just not work at all? Or does the iPad completely melt? Anyway, so who is this iPad for? I own an M1 MacBook Air. Why would I buy an M1 iPad Pro now? And if you bought one of the new M1 laptops, you might have the same question. I can run pro-level apps on my Mac with this M1 processor. I mean, I don't, but I can. I mean, things like Final Cut Pro and others, right? And I know LumaFusion is a popular video editor that runs on iPadOS, but is that really a pro-level editing app? Or what if you already own the previous generation iPad Pro with that A12Z inside it? Now you're missing out on Thunderbolt, a better display, and that cool center stage feature. And yeah, the M1. I mean, Thunderbolt is more capable, but it's mostly the same as USB-C, just twice as fast. The screen improvements are good, especially with that mini LED display on the 12.9-inch version, but the performance is what's interesting. And it won't be until we see some review videos when someone puts the M1 iPad Pro head-to-head with the A12Z version, then we'll know if this is really worth that upgrade. For me though, it's not. And unless you're just in the market for the latest and greatest iPad, which could be the case, obviously this is it. But for the rest of us, I'm still struggling with who should buy it. Unless, of course, this is that touchscreen Mac we've all been wanting. Now I really am hoping someone figures out how to install macOS on this thing. Hey, thanks for watching. If you ordered the new M1 iPad Pro, I'm curious to know why. Share that with us in the comments down below and let's have a little discussion about it. I'll see you in the next one. And remember, stay digital. Peace.